Warning, this video contains strong language and graphic photos. Viewer discretion is advised.
Hello, my Hooked Honeys, and welcome back to Hooked. My name is Leanne, and this is my mom.
I'm Suzette, though.
Suzette, though. Yes. And if you're new here, Hooked is where we do some true crime. We'll talk about some true crime cases and do some crochet projects together. And on today's case, we're going to do a full blown family massacre.
We talking about the whole family,
The
y'all.
whole family. Well, not the whole entire family, but basically 8 members of the family. So the whole family that was there, yeah.
Oh, was it a dinner, like a Thanksgiving dinner?
No, it wasn't a Thanksgiving dinner. It was like one of those families that have like a big property and there's multiple houses on the property.
So on one day, y'all all come to the big house.
Yeah, something like that. Something like that. So last episode, I tried to do some shorts. You know, you lose some, you win some.
Well, you did some pants that was cute.
Yeah, but I tried to do these a different way. You know those pants I started from the bottom and worked my way up. These I'm trying to start from the top and work my way down because I wanted to learn a new method of how to actually do the crotch without having like it, a lot of yarn right there basically. And with my other ones it was kind of thick like right through there.
I can't wait till I do my first
This was the last
shape.
episode. This looks like I put it on and it looks like a tutu. Half my butt cheek is hanging out and I'm just not.
Are you measuring yourself?
Yeah. Oh. I like did it to my body and this is what I got. So I didn't do it right.
That's why you gotta make you a mannequin.
I know I do want to actually want to get one.
Well, you're gonna go buy one.
I don't know if you guys can see that, but the seam in that starts here and it's going like it's curving down. That's not okay. We don't want that. No, I don't want that. So I gave up. I gave up on them. And we're starting with new colors, new everything, right? Because I wasted a lot of yarn with that. And it was hard to take that apart. Usually I can just pull and it'd be like loop, 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 and just come undone. That was kind of hard to take apart. So I ain't even gonna mess with it for real, for real. But
I'm about to go get me some more fabric.
Yeah. These are the ones that I did start, and we can see here, if you look a little, here, I'll fold it like that so I can hold it. If you look, y'all see that? We coming a long way, okay? Because the seam is straight. The seam is straight. I made sure it was straight. And now I'm going to make sure that my cheeks are covered before I start the crotch part. I think that would be a good idea. Her birthday was yesterday. Happy birthday, Liv. Shout out to you. My baby 4 years old now. My baby 4 years old now.
She 4 going on 30. I ain't even gonna say 30. I'm gonna say 20. Yeah, I'm gonna say 20. Like.
So in this particular case, there are 2 Hannahs. They are spelled differently. The main person, main character in this one, well, not even a character. The main person in this one is
she the murderer?
No. She is a victim.
Okay.
Yeah. So Hannah Mae Roden was scared of an abusive older ex-boyfriend, Jake Wagner. Their conflicts with custody of their 4-year-old child turned into Hannah being one of the victims of the largest murder investigation in Ohio.
So let me guess, the baby daddy did it.
The baby daddy did it. On April 22nd, 2016, Bobby Jo Manley went over to her sister's house to feed the pets and was horrified when she found 2 bodies in the home on Union Hill Road. So we're at 2. Of course, she called the cops, and before they could even get there, she found 2 more bodies in the second home on the property.
So we have 4.
Mm-hmm. Her brother James, who was also with her, went to check on their sister Donna and came across the 3rd crime scene where there were 3 bodies. So 7 bodies. And if this wasn't bad enough, the 8th victim was found at 126 in a camper on the property.
Wow.
So
baby daddy went ill.
Yeah.
Well, I don't even know if it was baby daddy. I keep saying baby daddy.
I mean, of course
It says boyfriend, ex-boyfriend.
Baby daddy. They had a kid together. It's her
Oh,
baby
they
daddy.
did
They
have
not
a kid.
together anymore. That's her baby daddy.
So where the kid at? What happened to the kid?
Their kid together, because there were other kids there, and we'll get into that.
Okay.
Their kid together wasn't there. Yeah.
So daddy came and acted a fool.
Yeah, she was with his family. So it's stated that she was with him. She wasn't with him, and she wasn't. He didn't have her with him, shooting up her mama's side of the family. Absolutely not. So she was probably with his mother or dad or something like that. But yeah, his side of the family, she wasn't there, and he went over there and was like, "This is my chance," and he went over there and acted a fool.
Oh, so he didn't. Did he kill her first?
It's not. I'm gonna get into that too. It's not 100% known like what order they were in, but I'll tell you where everyone was shot. Okay, y'all. Let's get into these victims, right? So Christopher Roden Sr. was 40 years old, and the ex-husband of 37-year-old Dana Lynn.
Yeah, Dana
Lynn Roden, yeah, who was also a victim. Christopher Sr. and Dana remained very good friends, even though their marriage didn't really work out. And they also had 3 kids together and were also grandparents.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, so
you don't have many of that, you understand? Once it's a divorce, it's a divorce.
Yeah, it's over. Yeah,
kids
unfortunately.
Divorced. Everybody divorced.
Everybody splits. And then it's also good they were all on the same property. Yeah, just in different houses, which
so that lets you know this family had money. You know what I mean?
Well, not even money. They were just very close.
On That's the same property. Me. It means they bought a whole bunch of property.
Not even. They probably somebody probably they could have inherited it, like anything. They might not have no. Who knows? I don't know.
They had money, y'all. They came from money. Somebody left them some money. Okay, we ain't gonna say money. Somebody left them some inherited some land, or they bought some land. Anyhow it goes, land ain't cheap.
It might have been a little bit more affordable back when I don't know. Let's
see, we had 2 houses on this land, and
3 homes.
Oh, 3 homes
and a camper. And they all could have been very close together. You never know. Whatever. Anyway,
you see your neighbors, what they doing in their house. That is kind of freaky, by the way.
Don't be watching y'all's neighbors, please. Don't watch your neighbors. Roden, who went by Frankie, was 20 years old and the oldest son of Dana and Christopher. Frankie shared a 6-month-old and a 3-year-old with his fiance, who were all present at the time of the shootings. Hannah Mae Roden, who was 19 and the second of the Roden children, had 2 kids. She had a 4-year-old with Jake and a 4-day-old baby.
Oh, so he was fresh.
Christopher Roden Jr., who was only 16 and was the youngest of the Roden children. Yeah, that one was really sad. Gary Roden, who was 38 years old and was the cousin of Christopher Sr., and Kenneth Roden, who was 44 and was the brother of Christopher Sr. So all of those people.
So I think the reason why he took the 16-year-old's life is because he can tell. He know who I am. He know what I look like. He can tell the police everything. It's the only logical reason I can have of why he would take a 16-year-old's life. Because none of these people had anything to do with you and your baby mom, but
right. Yeah.
The 16-year-old. That's all I'm saying. The 16-year-old.
Yeah.
I don't have sympathy for dude, baby daddy, but what I'm saying is 16 is very young, very, very young. The other ones, they lived their life. They, not all their life, but they had experience. Some of them had kids.
Yeah.
But 16.
So there were 3 weapons used in the shooting, and it was believed that it was 2 or more suspects that committed the actual shootings, because there was so many different areas that everything took place and everything. So bear with me because I have no idea what I'm talking about right now. I'm literally about to read this off of this laptop. I have no idea what I'm saying, so I'll try
When
to
she's
find
talking about the
pictures.
guns.
Yeah, I'll try to find pictures, so bear with me, right?
I know some of them, but yeah, I'm not a
I
gun
don't,
person
I
like
don't even know
that.
how to say some of this. So, anyways, there was a 762 by 39 millimeter semi-automatic rifle, a 40 caliber Glock 22 Gen Z semi-automatic, and a Walther Colt
Walter Colt.
1911.22 caliber pistol that were used in the shootings. Yeah.
Okay, I
Sorry,
do
y'all.
know what I do know what a 22
I've heard of Glock.
caliber.
I heard of a Glock.
I've heard of a Glock.
Yeah.
I mean, I've heard of all those guns, but that rifle, that rifle was enough. And then he put
Well,
a Glock on there,
we'll post pictures.
and then he had enough nerve to put a 22. I mean, dang.
And
The 22 tears through people, just in case y'all don't know. The 22 can go through your daggone neck and end up going through, coming out on your feet.
what are the guns that like will go through you as like a bullet, like a small bullet hole, and then come out like bigger? Like the exit wound is bigger.
Oh, I have no idea.
Or maybe it's not real. I don't know. It was a battle rap. I was watching battle rap. It was a bar I heard. I don't know if that's a real thing or not though.
But I mean, you got to think about it. Anything that tears through your flesh can like do damage. So I mean,
Yeah.
stay in your ground state. So you come up in my house, I have the right to shoot you, as long as you're facing me. See, people got to know the laws before you break them. That's half the problem.
How did we get here?
PSA, I just got off of work, so ignore the shirt. And real life don't stop. I'm washing clothes, so if y'all hear the dryer, mind your business. But we back to the story. It don't matter because we back to the story.
People gotta have clean clothes. That's
Come
all I can say.
on, hello, and people got real jobs too. So, and I decided that we just gonna go ahead and finish this episode when I got off of work today. Yeah. So, anyways, we talked about the guns and what was used during the shootings of the Roden family, right? So during the investigation, it was found that the Rodens had cockfights and were growing weed. So of course people suspected that either of those things has something to do with the death of the Roden family, but there was no evidence that the weed growing or cockfights had anything to do with the shootings. There was also suspicions. Also suspicion that this could have been a murder-suicide, but looking at the autopsies of all of the victims, there was no evidence that there was any of the shootings were self-inflicted, so that was out of the question. So
Of course they would think that though. She look at all the people that died.
yeah, it's very true. So Leonard Manley, who was Dana's father, stated that the victims knew their killers because two of Dana's dogs that were very overprotective didn't respond. People would have definitely heard two very big, aggressive, overprotective dogs. So
Of course, because they nosy.
they knew, not so much they knew, but the dogs knew definitely who the perpetrators were, because they would have been on some, why are you in my house? I'm about to tear you up.
If they nosy, that's how they do so much. Or if they came by, they could have got killed. So, I mean,
So 2.5 later, or 2.5 years.
2 years.
2.5 years later is when the Wagner family got arrested. So, does that last name sound familiar at all, whatsoever? Well, how do we get here? Let's go ahead and get into that. So Hannah and Jake Wagner started a relationship when she was just 13, and they were very much sexually involved. Now, typically this isn't something even worth mentioning, but he was like 19.
He messing around with a 13-year-old?
Yeah, he was 19, she was 13. So absolutely, that would have been a hell no for me. No, I will. I wish. What? And friends of Hannah later testified that Jake was abusive and just wanted to take control of her. He was a bit older than her, so I could definitely see him using that as more of like
Of course.
you know,
It was more like a father figure than anything.
yeah, you could say that, but her dad was in her life, so it's like, why is her dad letting
Well,
her
I mean,
date a 19-year-old?
you know, some parents,
She's 13. She's closer to 10. Super unfortunate because there are a lot of like older guys that go for younger girls just so that they can kind of control them, which is like super cringy. It's like, you know, super cringy. Well, the relationship with Jake and Hannah didn't last very long, and she started seriously dating another man years later, and I'm pretty sure they were engaged. At the time of the shootings, the 4-day-old baby, that's the new man was that baby's dad. Yeah, the one that I'm pretty sure they were engaged, if I'm not confused, if I'm not mistaken. But
okay, so that wasn't on a break type baby.
no.
Okay.
No.
Cool.
She was seriously dating this man, and that baby, the 4-day-old baby, was laying next to Hannah's lifeless body when she was found.
Mm.
So it's like maybe she was like feeding the baby when everything happened.
Mm.
Of course, all 3 of the younger children that were present in the murders were unharmed.
Thank you, Jesus.
And Hannah was terrified of Jake and his family, because they were obsessed with trying to take her 4-year-old child away, which is the one that she has with Jake. Yes. So it seems that for some reason the Wagners thought the only way to get out of this situation, because it didn't even get to court yet. Like, this wasn't even a custody battle. You know, like, this wasn't even a custody battle. This hasn't even been brought into court yet. So I don't understand what's going on with everybody. Yeah.
Like, let's go to court. Let's see what court said. You know, people need. Okay.
And honestly, if the marijuana growing and the cockfighting, it was a real thing, like, not to be on Jake's side, but he could have definitely used that. He definitely could have used that.
But didn't you already say that they had like a messed up type of relationship?
Yeah.
She came with some bruises and stuff.
Never said that. You don't see how she be making her own stuff up? Like, all I said was that he was abusive, older ex-boyfriend. What?
Okay, so if you say abusive, he was putting hands.
Abuse could be any kind of abuse. Physical, mental. Like I said, it seems that the Wagners thought the best way to get out of this situation would be to kill Hannah or whatever. So Jake and his brother entered the home of the Roden family and took everybody out. Everybody had to go. So Christopher Jr. Was shot in the head. Christopher Sr. was shot in the head, torso, and limbs. They shot Frankie in the head. Donna was shot in the head and in the neck. And Gary, Hannah, Kenneth, and then the other Hannah with the H were also all shot in the head. So it's not.
He was making sure people weren't coming back to life.
Yeah. It's not 100% certain how, in what order all of this happened, how they did it, but everything was, Her brothers basically went in there and killed a whole family.
Yeah. Basically.
Thank God the babies weren't hurt, but Christopher Jr. was only 16 years old. He had a whole life ahead of him. He hadn't even made it to graduate high school yet. And honestly, all of the Roden kids were pretty young, 20, 19, and 16. Gee. I'm broken. So November 13th, 2018, it was announced that Billy, Angela, Jake, and George Wagner were arrested and charged with planning and carrying out the Roden family massacre.
Of course.
Basically, because it was a massacre. That's exactly what it was. Yeah, it's exactly what it was. George Wagner, who was also known as Billy, was 47 and the father of the Wagner brothers. He was arrested in Lexington, Kentucky. Angela Wagner, who was 48 and the mother of the Wagner brothers and Billy's wife, was George Wagner the fourth is what we came to, what that IV. I guess that's the fourth. I thought it was the fifth, but this is the fourth. He was 27 and the oldest of the Wagner brothers, and the main suspect, Edward Wagner, 26, also known as Jake Wagner. They even arrested George's and Billy and Angela's moms.
Oh, they was not playing no game.
They charged him with perjury and obstructing justice after allegedly misleading investigators. And Angela's mother was also charged with forging custody documents to cover up the murders.
Oh.
They was like, so since y'all killed the whole family, we gonna arrest all y'all's whole family. That's what we gonna go ahead and do.
No.
We gonna charge all of y'all.
No.
Since y'all decided to kill the whole family, we gonna charge all of y'all.
See, that's why if you're gonna do a crime, do it by yourself, man. Stop dragging the whole family into your mess.
Or don't do a crime. Rita Newcomb, who was Angela's mother, pled guilty to a lesser charge of obstructing an official ongoing investigation. And on December 2nd, 2019, the prosecutor dropped the forgery, perjury, and obstruction of justice charges. So Frederica Wagner, who is Billy's mom, had all her charges against her dropped. So she probably was like, why am I even in this? She probably wasn't a part of it, because there was no way that they just dropped.
Like
Jake Wagner pled guilty to 8 counts of aggravated murder, felony conspiracy, 4 counts of aggravated burglary, and like 9 other charges on April 21st, 2021, which was 5 years to the date that the bodies of the Roden family were found. So that's a crazy little coinky dink there they got going there. Angela Wagner pled guilty to conspiracy to commit aggravated murder, tampering with evidence, and other charges as a part of her plea deal, and the 8 counts of aggravated murder was dismissed. So even though she wasn't there, they was going to try and charge her with the 8 counts of aggravated murder, like everybody. That's what George Wagner the fourth was found guilty on all counts of aggravated murder and burglary on September 12th, 2022. So the guns that were used in the murders were put in buckets of concrete and given to another member of the family, of the Wagner family, for a Father's Day gift as boat anchors. Which the family member had no idea about. He didn't know that that's what was in his anchors. So the anchors were later cut off and dropped into the bottom of a pond. Jake confessed where the pond was, and using search warrants, they went and searched the pond and found the anchors. Of course, they chipped away at the concrete and discovered the weapons, and later confirmed these weapons matched the shell casings found at the crime scenes.
Who told where the guns was?
Well, my hood honeys, that was the case of the Pike County Massacre, the largest murder investigation in Ohio, which is, where I live. So this is where I got, okay, here we go. This is where I got with the shorts. I'm starting to work on this leg here. Y'all feeling this?
So before I go, I'm going to go ahead and just show you guys how I do the ruffles. It's really just putting 6 double crochet in 1 stitch. So I just go around where I want the ruffles, and I'll put 6 double crochet and then in 1 stitch, and then go to the next stitch and put 6 double crochet in there, and then so on and so forth, and you'll just keep finishing that. So start a new one, maybe 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
So if you want to see the finished product of the shorts that I was making on this episode, feel free to follow me on Instagram at HookWTrueCrime, and make sure you subscribe, because I will be here for you every Wednesday.
Every Wednesday.
Every Wednesday.
Every Wednesday.
Love y'all.